To get where we want to go in life, we have to keep at it. We have to create a vision, make choices based on what moves us most swiftly toward our goals, and go after them with determination and single-mindedness.
Way harder than that. Let's go. I want it to be dangerous.
Imagine the toughest game atmosphere. Now imagine if that was the only basketball you ever knew. Like growing up in New York, you'd either be forced to quit or adapt. So be grateful for the times that are too hard to handle, and seek to have as many of those moments as you can find.
What's up? Hey, hope you guys are doing well. This is the last day of November, and we are pushing into December coming up here. I told some players last night, man, December is always cold. And not in terms of like the weather, because even when I was in California, it was cold. And by cold, I mean no one does basketball. At least not like training basketball. All right, they do volleyball. So all the gyms, they take volleyball. All right, and it's hard to find gym time, but this year we're good on gym time. And also the high schoolers, they are in their own leagues. And here we have the high schoolers and the middle schoolers in their leagues. So few people are trying to shoot 500 shots, do all their ball handling, sprint all their sprints. So it's a very cold time for our program. December and January are very cold times. All right, and in California, we got over the hump in terms of like people wanting to work out, but we didn't have the gym time, so it's kind of like weird. All right, so now we have all this gym time, and we only have like 4 players show up each time, but that's okay. All right, as long as we get 1 player, I'm way more than okay. All right, so the 1 player, keep coming. All right, the 4 players, that's pretty good. That's 4 times 1. All right, because what we dealt with in California, I would rather have the gym time and only a few players. I think. I don't know, actually. It is pretty exciting, though, the other way. What we had in California is we had little gym time, and we had a ton of players. All right, we had all 3 of our groups. We just combined them. because we were like, we have no gym time. And then the only gym that we could get was Walnut Creek Presbyterian or something like that. And it was a small church gym that was like, man, it was like the size of like a little bit more than a half court and not as wide as the wide part of the court. It was so small. And we had all these chairs in there. All the parents had to sit against the wall and stuff like that. And what we did was we just packed the court. We had a group on one basket, a group on another basket, a group of like, let's say like 5. Then we had a group on the sideline. No, not the sideline. Yeah, on the sideline of this half court. Then we had a group on the sideline of this half court. Then we had a group on the sideline of this court as well. All right. So I mean, just so you could see it. It was crazy. All right. So here's what we had. All right. All right. So we had one group right here of like 5 players. Then we had a group right here, and we had a group right here. We had a group right here. We had a group right here, and we had a group right here. All right, 5, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and we had a group right here. There you go. All right, so each of these were a group of 5. All right, these guys would be doing ball handling right here in the middle. These guys would be doing one move. They would be doing another move. These guys would be doing like push-ups. These guys would be doing like planks. These guys doing some kind of like ball handling too. These guys doing some kind of passing drill, and they would all just like rotate. Like from spot to spot to spot to spot. All right, they would just rotate like from this point to this point to this point to this point to there. All right, and it was just the most insane thing because the whole court was so packed that people were right next to each other, and we were making it work. All right, and the energy that was in that room, it was just like extraordinary. And it like, even though like, you know, business wise, it was horrible. It was horrible. I had like all these people in just one gym. But for the players, they wanted to come. And when we have that, man, it is such a magical feeling to have that much energy in one room. That much stinkiness too, but yes, that much energy in one room. All the parents were right by the sidelines. They were like almost touching the kids, trying to move out the way because it was too cold. It was literally too cold outside. But yes, so that's what we dealt with, and what we're dealing with now is just as cold. All right. So when you show up to other workouts, you have to bring the energy. All right. Try to bring as much energy as you can. All right. We have, how many people do we have here? 0 viewers so far. This might be my first 0 viewer show. I've never had one. I almost had one last summer. All right. I've been doing this show for about a year and a half. All right. That's like 500 days. And I've never had a viewerless show. Oh, Rohit just came on. There you go. Rohit. Now Rohit's here. But again, like I said, it is a cold, cold winter, and just keep showing up. We're going to need you guys to come whenever you guys can come. All right? We go 7 days a week starting in January. Then once February and March come around, that's when the high schoolers start coming back. And they're going to come back fired up because they're going to be like wanting more playing time. They're going to have a year under their belt and like see like, oh, crap, dude, high school basketball is real. And they're going to want to step it up a lot. All right? Also, we have our tournament in in Oakland, all right, and coming up here in April, all right. So if you want to see our stuff, it's right here on our main site. You click on the Elite Team page, scroll down. For this year in April, oh no, we're going to Oakland for April, and then the last week in April we're going to Houston, just with the high schoolers. Oh no, the high school and the middle school is supposed to go. I don't know if we'll even have enough people to do this, but we're gonna figure it out by February. All right, we're gonna see who we can bring to these trips and see if we can get our legs under us and play against some of the best players in the country. And when you play in high school, you're gonna be like really, really motivated to work out more because you're gonna be playing against bigger, better competition. You're gonna want to do varsity, all this stuff, right? All right, and you're going to be hyped to do more. Watch. You're going to be hyped to want to work out more because you're going to want to catch these guys who are your peers. I assure you, once we play in these tournaments up there, all right, you're going to want to work even harder. And you're going to understand so much more just by seeing it. You're gonna be like, oh, I get it. Because right here in Colorado, we have very, very few players that are really, really about it, right? So sadly, when you are around those people, you're gonna expect that everyone's going that speed. All right, you're gonna expect that everyone's doing that thing. I'll give you an example real quick. All right, here in America, we have a lot of bad things. There were just another school shooting today. All right, we love guns here in America, right? It's not that awkward for us to understand our need for guns, but take what we're very good at. We are a pretty good country in terms of non-smokers. Okay, other countries, like on my basketball team in Lithuania, I would say 90 to 95% of the players smoked. Like at halftime of the games, they smoked. Could you imagine that? No, because you live in America. And here in America, if you do smoke, you go outside in the freezing cold to smoke, right? They sell cigarettes, but you don't see them everywhere, right? It is so rare to see that, right? So when you surround yourself by one way of acting, you're going to become that way of acting. So what you need to do to become better is surround yourself with these guys up there. All right, you surround yourself with the best players, and we're going to Oakland to play some ball. We're going to Houston to play some ball. All right, and if I can get these trips off, man, all the players can just come with me. We'll get like a Airbnb, share it. All right, so it won't cost that much money at all. All right, and we will knock these tournaments out, and we will get to understand what we need to do before we actually play come this July. All right, that's the game plan. Anyways, quote of the day is creativity. It is like electricity. All right, what I was just saying about the energy that people bring. All right, you can bring the energy. Can that be sooner? Yeah, right. Hey, yo, we don't need it too much sooner because we need more players first. But yeah, I can't wait, man. Honestly, like to tell the truth, our program isn't really our program until we go on one of these trips. And basketball, youth basketball especially, isn't really youth basketball until we go on one of these trips. Like, I loved youth basketball, but you asked me what I loved about it? Vegas, LA. So, I mean, like, did I love, like, the workouts? I don't know. Did I love the local games? I don't know. I don't really remember those things. But I remember Vegas, and I remember LA. I remember going to Maryland. I remember all the trips because it was, like, without the parents there. It was against people that I've never seen ever in my entire life. Some of these guys could have been like NBA guys in the future. I'm sure I played against so many NBA guys. I don't even know all the NBA guys that I played against. The few guys that I heard of, they were popular in high school. It was just like random. They were like, oh yeah, there goes Deshaun Stevenson. There goes Carlos Boozer. And like, imagine all the players that I played against that wound up making the NBA that like surprised people, right? We were playing against some really good players. It was awesome. But yes, creativity is like electricity. So one of my favorite things to do, I might have already said this, all right, when I was a kid especially, but even now, all right, was to throw some kind of like razzle-dazzle pass because I grew up with Magic Johnson. And my goal of doing that when I was a 6th and 7th grader was to get the parents in the stands to cuss. I wanted them to see the pass and be like, oh, like that. And I wanted them to cuss. That was my, if I heard a cuss word, because they weren't supposed to cuss with little kids playing, right? If I heard a cuss word, I would be like, that's what I'm talking about. I made them do that. And it would make me feel so cool because I knew that it was just a dope move. All right. Creativity, though, man, it's why we play the game. I don't know. I love that part. All right. There's so many possibilities in basketball. You can do it this way, 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 every which way. When you create, when you're creative, it's like electricity to yourself, but also to other people. It's contagious. All right, to the crowd, it's electrifying. Almost as big as like dunks are. I mean, creativity is huge. So be sure to be creative in all your like ball handling stuff, all your practicing, and then bring it to the games once you've perfected it. All right, once you've perfected it, you can bring it to other games. All right, let's start off with our elementary stuff real quick. We got, I got some new artwork on the side here. All right, I added Kyrie because he has no job right now, so I'm actually paying him to do this. I was like, Kai, yo, can you come over here and just like spin the ball in an animated like look, please? All right. So, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'm not doing anything, but he's not vaxxed, so I got to stay kind of like my distance away from him. All right. But yeah, did you know that he believes that the ball that he's spinning is flat? Weird. Anyways, all right, that's enough ragging on him. We got our fake behind the back, trick the defense with a layup off a fake pass. All right, when you're driving in, fake the ball behind your back and score. I actually like this one, not because of the fake. Yeah, the fake's real cool and all, but I like it because it syncs up with your steps. And it teaches you that you should sync the ball with your steps. And so when you dribble in, your last dribble has to be with the opposite foot touching the floor at the same time. Then when you catch the ball, you fake behind your back the same time as your next step. Then you gather the ball together the same time as your next step. And the more that you do those things together, the less you'll be called for travels, the more you'll be able to manipulate the defense by kind of like lulling them in, so then you can break out of that sync and then speed up or slow down the game. But overall, you're bringing all your limbs together, all your energy together to drive up to go dunk it or to be faster, okay? The more that you sync everything together, the faster and stronger that you are. All right? You changed it. I told you I changed it. I just said that. Three decision drill is when we have the ball at the top of the key. All right? And I'll show you this one so we can go over it, because you're going to have to do it soon, okay? All right, so this one's very important because if you're an outside player, you got to understand when to pass the ball, how to pass the ball, all right? So on this page right here, we go like this, and what we're simulating is this, all right? There's a basketball right here, and it's just this simple play, all right? Not that, all right? It's just this simple play. Throwing the ball here, to here, to here. That's it. All right? Just throwing the ball from here to there to there. But as you throw it, let's say if he's up, and you throw it here, as you throw this pass here, if there's a defender here, we're going to go back door. Boom. And so he can score. But just to see that knowledge happening, we pull all these guys off the court. Okay? And when we add a cone, or a couple of cones actually, all right? We'll add a cone down here. We'll add a cone up here. Actually, take the blue one off. We'll add those two cones right there. All right, so what we're going to do is start this guy right here. And he'll be dribbling on the ball on this side. He will step underneath the basket, and he'll guard him. He'll come out, and then he'll go back door. All right, that's it. Now, there's three different things that can happen. All right, during this time, all he's going to do is come in and come out, and you can pass to him for a shot. Come in, come out, go back door. All right, come in, go out, go back door. He's not there, and then you will dribble out. Those are the three things. But it all depends on how this defender plays him. So as he brings him to the first station, the defender can stay at this cone. As he comes out, the defender's not following him. You see that he's open. You have to react. So as he comes out, you want to pass this ball right when he gets there. Boom, shot. If the defender, that was one. If the defender goes to the second cone, he goes under, he comes out. You see him coming out. As soon as they get there, you want to dribble out, take one dribble, because you see that he's being guarded. Take one dribble, and then you're going to check to see if the defender follows him. If the defender doesn't, you pass to him for a layup. If the defender does follow him to the third cone, then instead of just dribbling out, you dribble all the way out, and then you shoot this shot yourself. And that's the three decision drill. And we do this drill so that you can understand if someone's open or not, what passes that you should make if not, all right? And how you should sprint, how far you should go for the backdoor play, and everything else. I think I will focus on changing my speed, height, and direction, as well as making my fakes believable with moving everything together. You can't change your height, but you can change your speed hands in direction. Speed, hands in direction. If you could change your height, dude, you'd be like a millionaire or a billionaire. People would be like, may I have 2 inches, please? And they would pay like $1 million for those 2 inches, Rohit. All right. So, yes, that is the 3 decision drill right there. So, older group will probably be doing that on like Friday, I believe. Next one is Reddick chase drill. That's off the sprint, catching the handoff and then pulling up for as fast as you can while someone's chasing you. So you're sprinting to just a pull-up jumper, straight up and straight down landing. Ankle breaker crossover, dribble the ball from side to side, hesitate, dribble out, and then cross the ball over. Make sure that you move your limbs as well. Penetrate and fill drill, driving the ball from the wing to the basket and having the person on the top of the key follow you. All right, so I can show that one real quick. All right, so if you're a point guard right here, and this player is defending or is on your team, and you drive right there, all you have to do is you can't stand here. You got to feel behind him. All right, and actually, it's everyone on his team is moving. All right, so let's move all that stuff off. All right, so everyone moves somewhere basically. Okay, as he drives, this guy. He can't just stay here. He has to go to the corner. Now, since they're in a straight line, this guy needs to come up. So he can pass to the corner if he wants, or he can pass the ball right to him. This guy needs to scoot over as well, so he can get a pass. And this guy needs to sprint behind. Everyone needs to move to an open spot, but equal spots. And these are the typical spots that you move to on the drives. All right? And if he drives, so again, if you're opposite, you drop down to the corner. If you're on the top, you follow him to the wing. If you're on the opposite post, you come up. If you're in the middle, you come to the strong side elbow. All right. So these are all the options that you should have, because if anyone helps, he should be able to see all of you guys. All right. But if I rewound that, no, that's all that you need for that play. That's good enough. All right. We have penetrate and fill drill. That was that. And then sprint, dribble, cone touch. That's staying as low as you possibly can. You have 3 different cones in a triangle for formation. You dribble forward, then you retreat, dribble back to the opposite cone, and then you go cross between the legs, and then you push off toward the cone, and then you retreat, dribble back, and then go cross push to all 3 cones, just making a zigzag formation like that. All right, let's move. And we have homework. What kind of homework y'all been posting? Rohit, you been posting homework, man? Rohit posting the homework. All right, gotta hold you accountable. Great job, Rohit. All right, again, man, again, we do need more players, because right now we have about 7. That's not enough. All 7 of these players aren't going to be traveling. It's how it is. When we had 15 players in California, we would allow 15 on our team. 15 players per team. 15 for elementary, 15 for middle school, 15 for high school. Oh, and people would be so mad that I added all these players. They'd be like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first 12 to sign up for the game are in. And then next thing you know, within 2 months, we would have 6 players at a game. And then for the trips, 6, maybe 7. And what do these guys want me to do? Only add 12 to the team? How could I possibly do that? Because if I had only 12, we would have had 4 for the tournaments. So, with that said, you're posting homework. Baylor Bentley posted something. Good job, Baylor Bentley. All right. Imagine, out of all the players, you guys are posting homework. How hard is that? It's going to be even harder to get these guys to buy plane tickets and to get the hotel stuff, and to get them to want to play against the best players in the country. But we will get them. We will get them. We will make it work somehow, some way, because that's what we do, baby. All right. Moving on, we got, Devin Booker and Chris Paul, man. They are ridiculously clutch this year. All right. Their clutch stats are off the chart in the last 5 minutes of the games. That could mean that they're lucky, but Chris Paul, for instance, has been really clutch player for a long time. And I don't know why you wouldn't be good the whole game, but hey, if you're going to be good ever, it should be in the end. And I think what you do is, throughout the course of the game, you don't know who's going to have the hot hand. You also don't want to
go to your best players the entire game, because by the end they're going to figure out your stuff. So I think in the first 3 quarters they're kind of just distributing the ball. The last quarter of the game, especially the last 5 minutes, that's when you go, nope, the ball's only in their hands. And I think that's why the clutch stats go up, because you know what you're doing then. You prepared for this. You know that this one player is going to bring you home, and he has all the confidence in the world that doesn't have to pass the ball. All right, so clutch stats are real, and the Suns have been killing it this year so far. And don't forget that they started off the year 1-2. All right, and then they've rattled off 17 straight wins. Them and the Warriors have been on fire, or 16 straight wins. Them and the Warriors have been on fire lately. I think they've won 16 in a row. No, the Warriors have won 17 in a row. The Suns have won like a lot in a row as well. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited to see it. What else do we have? Let's finish up with our... Let's go with our middle school, high school, trivia, and then the story of the day. All right. Middle school, 101 hurdles for losers, King's drill, chair duo, extended Manu Ginobili layups, athletic finish, ladder to sidestep series. High school, alley-oops, wall passes, deflect to layup, zigzag sprint D, anchor layups, point blank layups. That's what you guys are doing right there. And then for the trivia, I'm not sure who I have here, but I think I have one person. So if you get the trivia question right, you're right. This is the last trivia question of the month before we reset them. Looks like Finn Kaufman won. I will send you your coin in the mail since you live in California, Finn Kaufman. But you get it. And here's the quote of the day. All right. Let's see. I like this. Okay. Easy question. All right. Which one of these championship-winning NBA players did not win a championship as a team executive? Okay, so players who want to becoming a team executive, all right, I'm going to list 4 of them. Which one did not win a championship as a team executive? Which one of these championship-winning NBA players did not win a championship as a team executive? Was it Joe Dumars, Danny Ferry, Jerry West, or Danny Ainge? I know the answer. All right, was it Joe Dumars, Danny Ferry, Jerry West, or Danny Ainge? Which one of these championship-winning NBA players did not win a team championship as a team executive? Was I right? I was wrong. Oh, yeah, dang. All right, fair enough. I'll let you guys know the answer at the end of the segment, but let's go to the story of the day.
Passion drives us every day. Understand your passion and understand what you want in your life. Because the moment you start doing what you love the most is the moment you'll start celebrating the process.
So you guys have probably heard a lot about the process, right? The process. It's all about the process, right? Well, that's saying not only should you not worry about the process, you should celebrate the process. Enjoy the process so much so that it's like a party, basically, all right? So passion drives us every day. All right, and the passions that we have in life, they are they could be like hobbies, they could be a job, they could just be like what we love to do in general, right? That's why we live, is to have those passions come into fruition. All right? And you have to understand your passion, is what it says. All right? You want to understand it, meaning you should see when it makes you happy, see how it makes you happy, see why it makes you happy, where it makes you happy, how it makes you happy, right? All the 5 W's and the H, right? All right? Understand your passion to the point where you can explain it to someone else, but you can also explain it to yourself so that you fully know exactly how to commit to this passion. All right? Because just having a passion on its own, like coin collecting, it's not gonna be sufficient enough to just delve deeply into it, because the world doesn't allow that. In this world, you have to sometimes just make money.
In this world, you just have to you have to appease your parents. In this world, you have to find other people that want to do the passion with you, right? And to do that, you have to be creative. And to be creative, you have to actually understand your passion in such a deep way that, in a way that no one else understands it, basically, okay? All right, so the first step is to know that our passions drive us. Second step is to understand why our passions drive us. All right, and you have to understand what you want in life. All right, and if you can center around, I mean, heck, your wants should be your passion. Don't get confused. Don't be like, well, I want money because everyone says that I should have. No. Think of how to include your passion in that mix. All right, I want to not die. Yeah, but that's just one thing, okay? So try to include your passion in that mix. So your wants and your passion need to be like similar, all right? So passion drives us every day. Understand your passion and understand what you want in your life, all right? Because the moment you start doing that, the moment that you start doing what you love the most is the moment you'll start celebrating the process, because the process is always going to suck. I mean, in many, many ways. It's always going to it's not going to be the easiest thing, especially if like your passion is something that is like a little off center, where it's not like, if your passion isn't finance, or your passion isn't like becoming a doctor or a lawyer, your passion isn't like things that automatically make money in this world that people agree with. If your passion is a little off, like basketball, you're going to have to do it to such a high degree that it's going to be a bear. Even those other things are hard, right? Becoming a doctor, a lawyer, those things are hard. But now trying to make a passion that's like considered a fun thing into like an actual living, or to like do it for a long enough time to where it like, appeals to you, that's a monstrously hard thing, because you have a lot more people competing against you, and there's a reason why only a few people make the NBA, because everyone wants to see the best of the best. All right, so you have to, but in that sense though, doing what you love, it's like a cheat code. All right? If you're doing what you love is like a cheat code, because all those people who are studying economics and all that kind of stuff, they're not having fun doing it. You, no matter how hard it gets, you are going toward a goal where you're going to be playing in a game or doing what you absolutely love, and that's your superpower. And focus on that. All right? So one more time, passion drives us every day. Understand your passion. Understand what you want in your life, because the moment you start doing what you love the most is the moment you'll start celebrating the process. So celebrate that process out there by doing your passion. And don't forget that the quote of the day is, creativity is like electricity. And as for the trivia question, the answer was Danny Ferry. All right, Danny Ferry. Which one of these championship-winning NBA players did not win a championship as a team executive? The answer is Danny Ferry. The highly touted draft prospect didn't have a particularly memorable playing career, mostly serving as a backup power forward for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 90s, but he did win a championship with the Spurs in 2003. He later served as general manager to the Cavs from 2005 to 2010, who went an unimpressive 272 and 138 during his tenure. Then they got LeBron right after that, and then they finally won a championship years later. But yes, that's the answer. No one answered it, and that's our time. All right, you guys, check in. Do your homework. If you're coming to workouts, I will see you then. All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Peace out.
I once had a young player who wanted to be great, so we played him with the older group. He got destroyed every game, but improved wildly. One day his mom begged the coach to play him at his age so he could see his greatness, but the player found out and demanded to remain on the older team. And that's the mindset that eventually made him great.